call this meeting to order. Please stand and pledge the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call. Mr. Yoakum.
Present.
Mr. Crosley.
Present.
And I am here. Before we go any farther, I'd like to thank the people of Vermillion County for the last 24 years of my life. It's been a pleasure to serve you. I've got a lot of people to thank. James Clark, Willis Sayre, and Dick Holtz. And one person I'd like to thank quite a bit is Mr. Crosley, who's carried me for 24 years. He told me 24 years ago, if you go to the meetings of the hospital and on the D-mill out here in the Orland Major case, he would take care of the highways and the equipment. And the meetings I went to went away, and he's still doing his job. And a lot of things we got in this county is due to Mr. Crosley, so I'd like to give him a big hand. And now I believe Mr. Majors has a presentation.
Well, some of you know why we're here today. Some of you may not. Today is a bittersweet day. We are losing two pillars of county government for 28 and 24 years. Tim Wilson and Harry Crosley have been selfless public servants and leaders dedicated to their county and community. They didn't care about getting any recognition. They just did their job, and they did it well. Tim, you've been commissioner for 24 years. I believe when you got elected, I was 2 years old.
Yeah, a lot of people have graduated high school since I completed this.
I've only known Commissioner Wilson, and he'd say that I was probably one of his best customers. When he had his gas station, I'd always go in there with my dad to get pop and candy and ice cream, and you can tell I like that. Not only has he been commissioner for 24 years, he has been president for every of those 24 years. A feat that I don't think will ever be surpassed. In fact, he has never missed a meeting. That's even more impressive. He's been a member of the Cayuga Fire Department for 42 plus years and fire chief since 1985. He's a small business owner, and at any time of day, he picks up the phone. If anybody needs anything, they call Tim Wilson. Whether it's for government, for personal, or just talk with him, they always call Tim Wilson. And for that, Tim, on behalf of the people of Vermillion County, the commissioners, and the county council, we'd like to recognize Timothy J. Wilson for outstanding public service involving personal sacrifice, perfect attendance in the performance of such service, and motivated by patriotism, good citizenship, and a sense of public duty as president of the Vermillion County Commissioners for 24 years. Let's give Tim Wilson a round of applause.
Thank you.
Are you? Get in there.
There we go.
Smile through the mask.
You did quite right. Thank you.
Now to Harry. Harry's been commissioner for 28 years. He served his country in Vietnam as a member of the Marine Corps. He's been married to his wife Susan for 52 years, has two children, Harry Jr., Lori, and countless grandchildren. His family is the joy of his life. He worked out of the Teamsters Hall for over 32 years and retired from Wabash Valley Asphalt in 2008. Harry, your sense of duty is outstanding, and you are able to connect with all those from all walks of life. You have always held the image of a better and stronger community where people come together for the greater good while working alongside one another. Harry, it gives me great pleasure, on behalf of Governor Eric Holcomb and the great state of Indiana, I am honored to present to you the state's highest civilian honor, Sagamore of the Wabash. Congratulations, Harry. Congratulations, man.
Take the plastic off.
Okay, Penny.
Sorry.
There we go.
Thank you, lady.
Lastly, I just want to say a little bit of notes about the Sagamore of the Wabash. It is the highest honor that an Indiana governor regularly bestows on individuals, second only to the Schleem Award, which is given at most to only one person out of the year. Eric Holcomb bestows only a very limited number of Sagamores each year. This award is given at the governor's discretion. The governor reserves the Sagamore for those who have distinguished themselves by humanity in living, loyalty and friendship, wisdom and inspiration and leadership, and those who have contributed to the communities in an extraordinary manner or distinguished themselves in service to the state or to the governor. Thank you, Harry and Tim, for your countless years of service to the people of Vermillion County and the state of Indiana. Thank you.
I got a little something to say about the highway department. I got a good group of boys. One's been there as long as I have, and the rest of them I've been in there. A few of them just started, and it's been enjoyable working with them. And I take great pleasure of representing the county. And I thank you people for electing me for 7 terms. That's all.
Okay, moving back to our meeting, approval of the minutes of last month's meeting.
Make a motion to be accepted.
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Same for the claims and the payroll.
Make a motion to be accepted.
A second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, we already got the treasury report for first of the month. Open issues, the health department. Wendy?
Good morning.
Morning.
Just an update with the COVID-19. I want to give you gentlemen the count, and I've given this to you before. Right now, our cases as of December 20th, and this is total since March 27th, is 1,100. So this is a breakdown of what's happened throughout the year. Our testing site is still going strong. We have tested several within the county and out of county. So we will be open Christmas Eve. The state is requiring us to be open, so we're going to be open from 12 to 2 on Christmas Eve for testing. And something I want to talk about is we had a little confusion last week on the map and the color for Vermillion County. On the dashboard, there is a map that shows the whole entire county and, of course, Vermillion County. What the state gives us the restrictions is by the advisory map. When you go and you look at that, that map populates to the metrics map. We don't look at the metrics map. Last week we were in orange. We go by the advisory map, and so we are still in the red. I'm not sure what our color will be this next week. It looks like our numbers have went down a little bit. You have to be in the same color 2 weeks in a row in order for them to move that to a different level. So I've been on the phone with the state, and we've discussed that in detail. So we want Vermillion County to know that when you go into the dashboard, you need to look at, there's a drop-down box and it populates to metrics. You need to drop that down to advisory. That's the actual color that Vermillion County's in, and we were in the red. So, just want you guys to be aware of that. Some other news is, of course, the vaccination will be coming out soon. We have met with Becky Holbert, and we are planning on using the community building in Cayuga to do the mass vaccine clinics for Vermillion County. Anyone in Vermillion County will have the opportunity to get the vaccine. They have given us a few dates, but that, I just want to say this very strongly, this can change at any moment. So we're looking at possibly starting vaccinations in January. But that is not for the community yet. They will tell us who we can vaccinate, and we're not sure how many doses we will receive. So we will be working with the 4-H Council. We appreciate what they're doing. We are going to need extra staff. We have applied for a $40,000 grant for the vaccination clinic. And we also not only have to do the vaccination clinic, but our testing site has to stay open. So our staff is pretty well stretched right now. So we are going to be looking to bringing other people in to help us as well. Okay.
Any questions for the health department?
I got a question.
Sure.
What is the standard return to work policy that you're wanting our county to go about? I'm hearing a little bit different from different people, and I didn't know if there was...
Okay, say that again. What's the
return to work process? If someone has COVID, what is the return to work
If someone
process?
has COVID, they are in isolation for 10 days, regardless.
Okay.
Whether they go and they test again and it's negative, they are still going to serve a 10-day isolation period. If you are a close contact, so if you are in close contact with me, the CDC is recommending a 14-day, but there are 2 other options as well. They just put out a couple weeks ago. There's a 10-day quarantine period. That's if you have no symptoms and you are not going to test. But if you start having symptoms, that 10-day goes by the wayside. Then there's a 7-day quarantine, and you have to test after day 5 and get a negative result to return back to work.
Okay, what about the testing? There's a... Because I had to get tested to go back to work, and I didn't have it. But they specified a certain test that had to be sent into a lab. It wasn't a quick test, it was the other test. So what are you guys recommending from the health department? What test are we supposed to be taking?
We do the PCR test. I think either way, whether you do the rapid test or the PCR test, a positive is a positive at this point. If you get a positive test, we're looking at that. We're not going to, even like I said, if you get a negative test, you are a positive at that point, unless a physician tells us otherwise. So really, the testing is about the same. We can't really choose which test you need to take. That's totally up to your employer. Now, our tests take 3 to 5 days, but the state health department has extra labs running now, so it is a little bit quicker right now with results. Okay.
Any question? Thank you, Wendy.
Okay, thank you.
Marine Rice?
Not here.
Okay. VTA,
Not here.
IT update?
Not here.
Okay. Courthouse update, I'm not here. Jail renovation.
Back to the IT thing. How far along are they on that project? I mean, how much have they spent on that project? You know?
On the refresh?
Do what?
On the refresh?
Yeah, all the
Yeah, I believe.
$400-some thousand of
Yeah,
work.
they're done,
How far
everything.
along are they on that, and who's overseeing that?
Nate's overseeing it and it's all completed.
So they've been paid all the money, or?
Yeah, they've been paid.
Jail renovation. Tim, you got any update on that?
We, as you all know, we went to, or it was presented to council, and the council approved the funding on it. Next, we'll be having a meeting. The new commissioners will be deciding what way we're going to pursue managing it and that. So that's the next stuff coming up.
Okay. The handbook still,
I think we finalized language, so we need to set another committee meeting and present the draft proposal to the committee.
okay. The 2021 bids, Mr. Crossley?
I gotta read, we opened them last time, accept them, but we're supposed to just open them and review them. So now we're gonna accept them. These are the gravel bids. Kenizer Excavating, Walker Place, Robertson Gravel, Rogers Group, Park County Ag, Robertson Group, S&G, and Contact Construction. I recommend that kind of the local layout of the county, been so long, 45-mile long, and we got a garage at the very south end and one at the north end. I make a motion, we accept all the gravel bids.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same, okay.
Okay, now, Heritage, Scott Oil, and Illinois FS. I recommend that we take Scott Oil, the one that's a little lower, but it was all the way from Evansville. And I recommend that we take a local bidder, Scott Oil.
I second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, okay.
Okay, now we got asphalt materials. This is for the oil used for making the pug mix or the chip and seal oil. And blacktop, Wabash Valley, and Milestone. I believe it'll all be Milestone for the years out. Make a motion to accept them.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got this is culverts and bridges. NH Bridge, St. Regis, metal culverts, E3 Bridge, Silicon, and I'll make a motion we accept them because you might need a culvert in one of these places that haven't got it, but that one has it. I'll make a motion we accept them.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
Then the last one is from Drew, and we use them to put our guardrail up with, and there's only bid on that, so I recommend we take Drew.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
That's all the bids.
All right. Okay. E91 address updates. Penny, have you got any news? Nothing yet?
I checked the map this morning, and probably 8 of the 18 addresses, they're still not on there.
Okay.
I'm dealing with it. Back on appointments, we didn't talk about that, did we?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Says table to January. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Does that have to be done by January 1st, John?
Let me take a look. I don't think so. When we looked at them a month ago, most of them they continue to serve in their office until they're replaced. So I don't think there will be a problem with putting them off.
There's a lot of work to be done on the appointments because a lot of them don't have dates, and there's a lot of we're gonna put a lot of time in them.
You was working on something for the RISE, how they was originally set up.
I was asked to put together a document for each office,
Okay.
how they get appointed, how they serve, how they get reappointed, so I've been working on that.
Okay. Thank you, John. Anything else, Jim? No? Okay. Okay, new business. Bridge over Spring Creek, 1450 North. I'd like to pursue that. I think Mr. Donovan wants to pursue that bridge. We have had a bid turn in on that bridge. And Mr. Wilson, would you like to talk on that? Walt, would you like to talk on that bridge?
I've talked to the company, and they'll hold that price till you decide after the first year, so if you so decide to do that bridge,
We'll take
hold that price.
We got a contract with them, so there's no
Yeah.
problem with that.
So they just need to deal with council next year, or next meeting, and advertise the labor of it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Contractor holding his price too.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that then. Make a motion to send some commissioners from
I'll
the
make a
next
motion to accept it.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wait, thank you. Okay, 2021 Community Crossing laptop files invoice.
We have a small claim for $300 for Melissa Weibel for doing the paperwork, and I'd like to get that approved today.
$300?
Huh?
$300?
Yeah.
Motion to allow. Your second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Okay. Anything else for the meetings today? Mr. Walt?
I'd like to say one thing about that bridge. We have priced that to do that while the bridge, keep it open. If anything should happen to that bridge in the meantime, and you have to close it, then you won't be able to do it and keep traffic across. It'll have to, something else have to be done.
Right now it's half and half
That's
unless something
we
happens.
need to consider because
Okay.
right now, as the shape it's in, you can still replace it by doing it half at a time.
Okay.
But once it weakens, there's no way to do that.
All right, thanks, sir. Anybody else? Commissioners Day?
We're working on a project for town of Cayuga and for the property west of Cayuga. There's always been a drainage issue there. Hannah Moego is looking into it, so we'll probably have some information here for long about that. Also, I want to make a public announcement today that Joe Ellis is here. I've selected him to replace R.J. Donovan, and I just want to let you all know he's here, and we'll make a more public announcement later on today about that.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Thank you, folks. Everybody have a nice Christmas. I miss you. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Joni.
Sorry, we had another meeting. But I want to take this time to thank Harry Crosley for a total of 28 years serving this community. On behalf of the Vermillion County Democrat Central Committee, I want to present this to you, Harry. And we also have, I want to thank Tim Wilson. He has served 24 years, and he's never missed a meeting. So I want to acknowledge all of you that we feel blessed to have you to serve this community. This community is where it's at because of your service to this community and their needs. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Harry, thank you and God bless.
Nothing else? A motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Oh,
Second.
our monument. Where's our monument at, Phil? Our statue?
The monument, Bill.
The statue, they come in with the wrong one, he sent it back.
Uh-oh.
It's supposed to be in this week.
Let us know.
So, that's all I know.
Let us know. We'll schedule something last minute. Okay, thanks, Phil. All right, now
I
go.
ordered the reef,
Okay.
and I'm supposed to take it up this afternoon. And, that's all I know at this time.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Last time. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Very good.